Hi, my name's Mark Meller. I'm the author of LogOn Science, and in this tutorial I'm going to give you a little tour of the Pupil Answer page, which can be accessed up here. Basically, this allows you to look at written answer questions that your pupils have answered, and you can see their answers. You can see whether they've been marked as correct or incorrect. And the first step we have to do is narrow down to what we want to view questions on. So these are the biology topics. I'm not going to look at biology. I thought I'd look at a physics topic, and I'm going to look at forces and their effects. So we click on to the next page. Okay, and this gives us all the subtopics and the syllabus points which have questions with answers attached. If there are no syllabus points here, either there are no questions that have been bookmarked as being particularly interesting, or else your pupils haven't answered them, or because there is a filter, the answer may contain obscenities and swearing, so that won't be displayed either. I'm going to have a look at some questions on forces and terminal velocity, and there are 5 questions available here. So I click on that, and off we go, and it presents me with the first question, which is about terminal velocity. The forces on the shuttlecock cause it to reach terminal speed. Explain why. And these are pupil answers down here, and they've been marked as incorrect, and there are some that have been marked as correct. Just notice there's a spell checker operating, which in some occasions, if a keyword's been misspelled or a major typo, then it's quite possible that it will get marked wrong even if it's right. Let's look at one or two answers. It says because the resistance and the force is falling at are equal, so this is not force, is a bit too vague, needs to be gravity or weight, perhaps air resistance is required. Both forces are acting on it are the same, but it doesn't say in terms of quantity, and so on. So you could examine in detail different kinds of answers and why they've been marked wrong, and different answers and why they've been marked as correct. Let's go and have a quick look at another question. So we go and look at that one, so I can go around different questions. So this one's really changing the air resistance. So these are ones that have been marked as incorrect, and these are correct, and so on. Let me just look at the last one, because I think it's a... No, it wasn't. It was the second one. So this one has 2 answers, and therefore there are 2 sets of tabs, one for answer 1 and one for answer 2. One thing we can do is show the model answer, which comes up if we press this button. There's also sometimes, or quite often, a comment about the key things that they need to be doing in order to get the answer right. And this is gleaned from looking at hundreds of answers, and of course the kind of mistakes that pupils make are fairly common to lots of children. The kind of things are using the word "it" to refer to something where there are more possibilities than just one, not using comparative words, so they say it's big rather than bigger, catch-all answers, so where there are 3 or 4 choices, and to make sure they get it right, they choose all of them, and of course that renders it wrong. Not using sufficient detail for explain answers, and so on, and of course typos and misspelling, which they won't have in the exam perhaps so much, but it is useful for them to learn to review their work. So I really envisage you using this with either a class or a small group or even individual, right, to go over the kind of answers they're doing. My reckoning is that pupils who can solve some of these problems and largely these, I'm talking about technical problems, can increase their final grade by a whole grade level. And so I recommend this as a useful tool for you to do revision and exam practice. All the best with it.